If you've ever had this feeling.
To today's show, I've covered the black lights millions of times already. It is February 9th, 2022, and I'm going to cover the black lights again for you. That's my poem of the day. No, because it's in the news again. The black lights, they're still popping up and they're still not being removed. So I'm doing due diligence and keeping my eye on this. And of course, story comes out today about how they're not changing the black lights. And on top of that, you have to hear the excuse, the excuse that one state is using as far as why the black lights are popping up. It is, we've thought of and listened to some of the bull crap like, oh, we've sent the wrong bulbs out. Oops, nobody tested it. We put them in the street lights, in the street lamps. We turned them on. We put all thousands of them up before we ever checked and noticed they were purple. Oopsies. Well, now they're saying that the lights are peeling. And not to worry about it because the lights still work the same. So get used to it. So I'll get to that in a minute. But here are some things going on in Florida where the black lights are popping up. And again, they're popping up all around the country. And on the website and other places, people have been posting, well, on the website, not other places, people have been posting what they're seeing in their towns and things like that with the black lights. And then there's articles that you just pop up if you search for the black or purple street lights. And of course, you're seeing it just coming up in other countries now. And that's because it's not going away. So let's start with how they're not removing them, even though they promised they would be. And people are still complaining about it, yet nothing is being done.
Morning, 8 on your side, getting some answers about why those purple street lights haven't been replaced. I still have one on my street.
Listen, I see him on the traffic cameras when I'm doing traffic. I see him driving down the street. So Beth Rousseau joins us with what Tampa Electric has to say.
And I've gotten so many questions about whether it's because of Halloween or whether it's just something new they're trying out. So we've been talking to Tampa Electric about these strange tinted lights since October when viewers started reaching out to us. If you've driven around like Deanne and Avery when it's dark, you probably have noticed some of the purple street lights. A spokesperson with Tampa Electric says that one of the 3 filters in those lights is malfunctioning, making it that purple color. Viewers who reported the street lights to TECO back in October say crews still haven't swapped out the lights, and they want to know why.
Distracting as you're driving by, and it's only this light here, so maybe if all of them were like that or something. It's almost like there's a black light, like I said, just kind of as you're driving by and stuff like that, and it kind of shines in the house, but it's a different brightness, I guess.
And so I went ahead, I reached out to a TECO spokesperson. They say originally they asked homeowners to report the lights, but now they have a new proactive approach. They're surveying their entire system to get all these lights replaced, but it will take several months. And I gotta be honest, I don't necessarily mind them.
I kind of like it. I leave, so early, it's dark outside. It's kind of soothing. Wave to my little purple light down my street, head on to work.
To be honest, I be having my own type of concerts in my car. So like a purple street light is doing nothing to me whatsoever.
Oh, okay. So many people have reported on these lights, as they should. And what's the reasoning behind not getting it done? Oh, right. Just giving people the runaround, because the more they ease this in, the more normal it becomes. Now, for people who are confused as to why there's black lights, well, you remember that video I did and I showed you the clip from the strain?
Scar, same place as the airline victims. Just healed so fast we couldn't see it without UV light.
Can you see it? I think I can feel it around my eye now.
Analyze. Good. Got it. Don't move. Don't move.
Don't lose it.
Yeah, so you can almost identify like nanotechnology inside someone. I don't know how that would ever happen, or who has a certain something and who doesn't. But you see how the strain works, right? Inside the TV show. And of course, I've talked about Luciferase. A lot of people have covered it. Luciferase, of course, the glowing plants, because it's so necessary to have this type of technology, the glowing plants and the glowing bugs, right, that they show you, and they've experimented, of course, with mice, which I covered recently.
Of the glow-in-the-dark rat. Genetic engineering is fascinating and powerful and holds the potential to lower the cost of food, save millions of lives, cure previously incurable diseases, and yes, make rats that can glow green under UV light. Everyone in the world knows that scientists can make rats glow under UV light, while very few people know that scientists have made rats that are genetically modified to exhibit symptoms of Alzheimer's, allowing scientists to test treatments for debilitating diseases more quickly and effectively. First, these animals don't actually glow in the dark. They fluoresce under UV lights. What use might a rat glowing under UV light be for a geneticist? When you're genetically engineering an organism, you often aren't sure if the DNA you intended to insert actually got inserted. Maybe the virus you were using to insert the DNA was killed off by the animal's immune system too quickly. A real easy way to see if the DNA got into the rat. Or you could tie the gene you want inserted to another gene. A gene that produces, say, a protein that fluoresces under UV light. All you have to do is bust out the black light. Really, it's a genius solution to a complicated problem.
Right? And this is all being done because this is a giant experiment that's going on. And, well, if you're somebody who lives in Wisconsin, you get an example of why this is going on, or excuse me, you get an excuse for why this is going on, and it couldn't be any more ridiculous. Lights are apparently peeling.
Is a minor issue that is impacting some of the streetlights that Wisconsin Public Service owns and operates in our service area in northeast and north central Wisconsin. And really what this comes down to is there's a coating that is on the LED device that's inside of these streetlights. So this coating on some of these lights has started to peel away, and that's why you're starting to see that purplish light color that's impacting some of these streetlights. And so when you see something like this, it does catch your eye. It is a little bit different, but it is important to note that the streetlights, while the color of the light is different, there's no other issues with the performance or the brightness of those streetlights. The brightness of the light is the same. The lights are still performing, what they would normally do, obviously, in providing light to those areas. Really, the only difference is, again, is that color of the light. And again, it just may appear as though someone's a pretty big Prince fan. For us, this problem really is limited to less than 1% of all of the streetlights that we own and operate. It's approximately 300 to 400 streetlights.
So, I mean, that guy isn't deflecting, bringing up Prince, right? He's like, it's not because of Prince. I mean, oh boy, why don't you just get to the nitty gritty here and tell us? But instead they start comforting people and saying, well, even though the lights are turning purple, they're just as effective as they've ever been. So if they're purple, if they're green, sure, don't be creeped out. And then we'll start easing it in and telling people that there's actually benefits to the purple light versus the regular light and how we're saving energy. And all the liberals, ooh, we're saving energy, climate change, natural energy. Yes, please put up more purple lights. And we know the reason they're putting them up. So they say the odd purple glow isn't a commentary on Wisconsin's status as a political battleground, nor is it an extension of Green Bay's bridge lighting program or an indication your neighbors hosted a rave. It's also not the work of renegade Vikings fans. Yes, you're actually seeing some LED streetlights cast purple lights on communities in Wisconsin. The appearance of the light, referred to as its color temperature, can be a little confusing or off-putting to people. According to Steve Grenier, Green Bay Public Works Director, Grenier said residents have called the city on some occasions about the purple lights. He passes the information to the Wisconsin Public Service Corporation, which installs and maintains streetlights across Wisconsin. Again, it's just another organization working for the state that apparently doesn't run test runs on these light bulbs. Because, if that was me or you, and we were working somewhere, and we put all these up and we didn't test it, someone would say, you didn't even think to test the bulbs? But, this is a company that's literally working for the government and putting these up, working for the state, and they didn't test them out. That couldn't be on purpose. So they say, well, the color is different. There is no threat to safety. So that's how they ease you in to the lights, right? There's no threat to safety. Oh, there's no threat? Okay. I mean, purple's cooler than white. I mean, clear, right? And the zombies continue. They'll just, like dominoes, they'll fall and they'll continue to just go along with what they're told. The brightness is the same, they say, as the LED lights. They're still performing. The only difference is the color of the light, even though it might appear like someone is a Prince fan, as you heard the guy say. Not everyone immediately notices the phenomenon, though. Sometimes the lights may appear white to those directly beneath them. Plus, the defect that leads to the purple hue is rare. Right, it's rare. That's why there's so many people posting. But again, even if it's rare, that's how you ease people in and get them comfortable. you don't just all of a sudden have every streetlight in a state purple, because then people become suspicious. If every streetlight tomorrow in America was purple, everyone would think something was going on and become suspicious and be labeled a conspiracy theorist. But when you start easing it in and you blame it on malfunctions and things like that, then when people call and complain like you ask them to do, to notify the local, whatever public health official, whatever it might be, whoever they're supposed to notify, they do that and then nothing gets done. And then you start saying, don't worry about it. Let it be. It's still helpful. It still works. Who cares? Get used to it. There's bigger problems in the world. And then you just start showing up and showing up and showing up. And they never go away. So a sampling of social media comments highlights the range of reactions. One person said the purple hue gives them headaches due to a past concussion. Another thought it was some sort of black light. Fans said it's easier on the eyes while driving, or just enjoyed seeing something different. So some of the zombies, they like to see something different, so they're enjoying the purple light because it's a different. That's great. We have 40-year-olds. If you hold a little cat, it's like a baby in a crib with the little things dangling, right? This is what adults have become. Ooh, a color, it's different. Yeah, you're a science experiment. How's that feel? Oh, man. They say, why are they purple? It's a defect in the manufacturing process that requires understanding a bit about how low light emitting diodes work. LED bulbs can emit a variety of colors. Green Bay's bridge lights, for example, use a combination of red, blue, and green LEDs to create a rainbow of colors that celebrates special days or welcomes sports fans to town. That's a nice excuse there. They say streetlight LED bulbs would normally appear a little blue, so the manufacturer coats the bulb to turn the blue light into the bright white that comes to mind when you think of an LED. A defect in the coating is causing it to peel away on some bulbs, as you heard them say. So they're peeling away, folks. Don't worry about it. Go into your house and you have LED lights in your house. Some people do, right? I mean, they're pretty much pushing everyone into that. Why don't you put your thumbnail up against it when, of course, well, I don't want to say anything with the way the algorithm is now, but I'm sure if you rub something on it, is it going to peel off and your lights in your house are going to turn purple? Maybe so, actually. Maybe so, because they're already in our houses anyway, listening and watching, so they might as well put those black lights on us, or purple lights as they're calling them. Unbelievable that it's still going on and nothing's being addressed. It's just spreading. See, when you report on these things and you're the news, what's supposed to happen is the problem is supposed to be solved and taken care of. We're going on, over a year now of these popping up, and all the stories are that they're not going away. They're continuing to pop up, and now there's more reasoning as to why. Originally, it was a manufacturer accidentally sending the wrong bulbs out, or the bulbs were broken. Manufacturer defect. Now they're peeling, right? They're peeling while the humans are shedding. Go figure. Now you connect the dots.